should have done rock, paper, scissors for who goes first.
Oh yeah, we need to figure that out.
Do you want to go first?
I can go first. I guess visiting team first, I suppose.
That's a good idea.
Wow, this is really nice. Billy, you set it up so beautifully. I feel like you all know me by now. This is great. So yeah, I live in LA, and it's really nice to be here. I almost ran into about 7 cows driving in this way. A full family of them walked by. I caught it all. I'm just gonna stay here for the next few hours or days. And then deer everywhere. We don't get that in LA very often. So just seeing them walk around, it was wonderful. I loved it. So I grew up in the Midwest, actually. And so I spent 25 winters in the Midwest. And I realized at one point, I'm like, no more. That's it. I'm good. I'm good with winter. And I was actually touring through LA. And the first time I got to LA, I left Minneapolis, and it was -20 and blizzarding. And I'm not exaggerating with the -20. I know y'all in Texas, and this is just like, it drops below 50, and like, whoo. We're talking like, you get like, we're talking sub-zero. And I got to LA, and in January, and it was 80 degrees and sunny, and I'm like, why do humans live anywhere else? And so I wrote this song on that very first trip to LA after just being totally wowed by the possibilities of weather. I have seen winter storms so extreme they bury cars, but this January is not what I've known. So far from home, I'm taking a walk down San Vicente Boulevard, where palm trees line the gated yards, driveways keep expensive cars. I fell in love with California. I'd like to say I wasn't warned, but January's never felt like this before. Amy and I looking on through the gates with intercoms. We fantasize that we're on the inside, on this street that we belong. I'm taking a walk down San Vicente Boulevard, where palm trees line the gated yards, driveways keep expensive cars. I fell in love with California. I'd like to say I wasn't warned, but January's never felt like this before. I wonder how success is measured. I don't care. We'll find ourselves in what we treasure. We'll get there. I'm taking a walk down San Vicente Boulevard. Taking a walk down San Vicente Boulevard. Taking a walk down San Vicente Boulevard, where palm trees line the gated yards and driveways keep expensive cars. I fell in love with you again. I'd like to say I wasn't warned, but January's never felt like this before. Thank you.
So great. I was just thinking, we just got back from Colorado, where it was the first blizzard of the year. So I was imagining that snow as you were talking about it. I was in the snow for 24 hours, and that was enough for me. I was like, take me back to Texas.
You promise?
Sure.
So this is a song off of our new record. This is actually what we started with in the whole collection of material, and it kind of defined, I think, some of the direction that we were going for. Sort of an empathetic, open perspective for people trying to find a better place. Maybe it's California.
Definitely is.
Will you reach for my hand? Take me to your promised land if I'm standing all alone. And will you say my name? Even if we don't look the same, will you see my face in your own? Oh, I know the ache of a heart unspoken. Oh, I know we are all children beholden. And will you sing along? Even if you don't know my song, will you raise your voice in harmony? Oh, I know the ache of a heart unspoken. We are all children beholden. Could I be your daughter? Could I be your son? Have you ever let a stranger become someone you love? Could I be your daughter? Could I be your son? Have you ever let a stranger become someone you love? Could I be your daughter? Could I be your son? Have you ever let a stranger become someone you love? Will you reach for my hand and take me to your promised land if I'm standing all alone?
During sound check, sitting out where you are and just falling into what they were doing. And I was wearing a completely different outfit at soundcheck, and I saw what Chris was wearing, and I thought, if I go and match them, maybe they'll let me join their band or invite me into the band. I think it would sound good with 3-part. It would. I think it might. So beautiful, guys. I love it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, really nice. So Billy set it up, and I always write set lists, but I never stick to them, and so I always like to just feel out the energy of the room. And you were giving me some of that warm energy from the second I stepped on stage, so that's why I felt I needed to start with that San Vicente song. I'm gonna try something. I spent a lot of my life on the road, touring a lot, and kind of losing track of where home was or what even home means. When I don't actually visit the physical location where I pay rent. So I wrote this song just kind of inspired by that, and I am going to have a little fun with my loop station here. You'll get the gist of what's happening in just a second.
Where I lay my head tonight, it's where my heart will rest.
should have ended with that one. Thank you.
I feel like it was like you and like a bunch of invisible people all on stage in a band, and I was like, how do I join that band?
Sure, yeah.
All right, this is a song about your adopted home, California. And this is about the redwood trees in Big Sur, California, the ones we got married under a few years ago. Originally, it was just a poem, this song was, and I wrote it looking back on our 1-year anniversary. I looked back on the photos with the redwood trees, and this poem just sort of like jumped out of me. And I showed it to Chris, and he was certain it should be a song, but I couldn't hear a melody with it, so I thought, oh, it'll just exist on paper. And then in the middle of the night, a few months later, he was playing this guitar part, and I thought, maybe he's right, maybe it is a song. So this is an ode to the trees for any tree lovers who are here in the audience. I'm also a tree lover, and the words were also me thinking about how the trees in America, they're our oldest memory keepers, you know? Like, we don't have old buildings like in other countries. The trees have been here longer than any of us.
Past life we were trees, you and I, and we stood for centuries by each other's side, and we witnessed all the lives of the people passing by. Now we live to tell the stories in a different place and time. From the other side. From the other side. The canopy of leaves you will find forgotten tales in harmony, memory and rhyme. We were meant to join again where the mountains meet the tide. Back to the roots that brought us here in a different place and time. From the other side. From the other side. You will find me again. You will find me again. You will find me. You will find me again. In the past life we were trees, you and I, and we stood for centuries by each other's side.
last weekend I went camping in the Sequoia National Forest, and one of those gigantic trees, and there was this trail that we were hiking on where just there were a few sequoias just like that fallen over, and the roots were like, you know, super, super tall. And I'd never done this before. I mean, I'd never seen trees this big in my life. And then a friend and I were hiking, and we sat on one of the sequoias that had fallen over and just meditated for 20 minutes and tried to channel all of those past memories that have been through that the tree has experienced, it's an interesting thought. Love that song. Is it on your record?
It is.
I'm buying all your music tonight. Cool. How many more? You think 2 more? 1 more? What do you? Couple more? Okay. We're doing 2 sets, and Billy's our timekeeper tonight. A couple more. Okay, cool. Then let's do. You're warmed up by this point, right? If I get you singing something real brief, real simple, are you gonna be okay with that? I've only played Texas a handful of times, but I've seen Blues Brothers, so I just want to make sure that I treat you right. All right, so it's real simple. Every time I sing "She's My Baby," you go like this. She's my baby, ba da 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 da. That's it. She's my baby, ba da 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 da. Yeah, she's my baby, ba da 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 da. You sound great. That's awesome. All right, we'll hit it up. Nice. So I lived in Minneapolis for many years before I moved out to California, and this song is about falling out of love with Minneapolis, but that's kind of personified in a lady, and you'll get it. It's called Minnie and Me. Well, she had me the moment that we first met, behind the counter at Al's. The pancakes burned as she dialed in the radio. She said nice hair and dropped the check. I left concert tickets as a tip. She came to the show. Now she's my baby. Yeah, da, 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 da. Yeah, she's my baby. Ba, da, 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 da. Well, she quit the diner for late nights at an uptown bar, and we stopped to go into shows. When I picked her up with our favorite song all queued up, she rolled her eyes and turned the dial. She said, I haven't liked them for a while. I guess some things will change, but she's my baby. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, she's my baby. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. PBRs and vintage boots. She can dye her hair and hide her roots. She bikes to work on a single speed, but I know who she used to be. Now we just don't fit, but she's my babe. Yeah, she's my babe. She's not my baby, ba-da-da-da, anymore. She's not my baby, ba-da-da-da, anymore. She's not my baby, ba-da-da-da, anymore. She's not my baby, yada, anymore. Thanks for being my trumpets. On the record, there's real trumpets, so you can sing along to the trumpets on the record, but you sounded great.
Did you play the trumpets?
I did play the trumpets.
Yeah. Cool.
So we like to travel to our favorite places, and most of those places are California, Colorado, and Texas. But we also like to go through all the Midwest. I actually like Minneapolis quite a bit because we've never been there in the wintertime, I guess, maybe. But
Nice in the summer.
one of our favorite places on earth is this penny arcade that's in Manitou Springs, Colorado. And the coolest thing about a penny arcade is that all the games are really cheap. And the coolest thing about that is that we play music for a living. So we like to have a good, cheap, fun time. And that's the whole basis of this tune, is about having a good time with not a whole lot of money. Another part of it that kind of made its way in there is I have this guitar at home that I found in a flea market, 5 and Dime in Denton, Texas. And I think it was marked. It had a real descriptive price tag on this guitar. It said, "Old guitar, $20." And so I walked up to the front with only 5 strings on it and said, "Hey, I only have 15." And they're like, "Oh, it's fine. We'll take it." So I've gotten so many songs out of that guitar, though, that I've gotten, it's a priceless instrument to me now. But so that made its way in here, too. This is called Penny Arcade. I walked into the 5 and Dime with $15 in my hand. Well, calling out to me from the back of the room on a dusty guitar stand. So I don't have a lot, but what I got I'll share with you. Now ring me up and string me up and see what I can do. I walked out to the corner of the street with this guitar in my hand. Well, can I play my song for you? Oh, brother, yes I can. And I don't have a lot, but what I got I'll share with you. You put $1 in my tip jar and asked, can you play some blues? All right. I walked down to the penny arcade with this $1 in my hand. Well, can I treat you right? Oh, baby, yes I can. I don't have a lot, what I got I'll share with you. And I was saving all my money for the wishing well, but it looks like it came true anyway. Down to the old town square with a promise in my hand, passed down to me long ago, my mama's wedding band. And I don't have a lot, but what I got I'll share with you. Now you make me the luckiest man alive if you say I do. Well, I do too.
Billy asked us before the show what our intentions were when we came out here. What did we want to have happen tonight? And Miranda and I offered something cheesy, like we just want a connection with the audience and something real heartfelt and sentimental. Chris is like, I just want to shred their faces off. Like, you did it. Now I understand what you mean.
I said something heartfelt at first, and I was like, take it back, you know?
I feel you. I feel you. They felt you too. We all feeling you. Cool. So this will be my last song for this set, but don't go anywhere because we are coming right back. We have a lot more great music. Actually, they have one more song after this. And then if you're watching at home, we recorded an interview that, were we supposed to pretend it was live? No, shoot. I just totally gave that away. Oh, wow. I totally ruined the magic of live video. Stick around because we're going to jump back there for a live interview. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm not good at following instructions. Cool. I'll do another looping song. Why not? Because we had fun with that first one. Yeah.
I'm not afraid to make a change, to make a different plan. We're being led to repeat our mistakes. The system, it must be changed. Say what you will about me. Say what you will. Say what you will about me. Say what you will. Say what you will. This is a time to occupy, to step in a different space. The voice of the crowds are starting to make the change of the human race. What you will about me, say what you will.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. That was so fun. I don't have a song that ends on whip, 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 but I really want one now.
We can do some beatboxing though. Maybe we'll do the instructional beatboxing. You guys.
It's because it's really just the beatboxing 101. It's like the
Yeah.
very first level. But it's the only beatboxing I know, but I noticed it in there a little and I was like, he's doing it. He's doing the one beatboxing thing I know how to do.
Boots and cats.
That's it. And tonight you all will know it as well. So you put together those two cute words, boots and cats, and you can sound like a drum kit. You guys want to show them? You go.
Boots, cats, boots,
You
cats. Boots, cats, boots, cats. Boots, cats, boots, cats.
You guys try it.
Boots, cats.
You can throw
boots,
that in
cats.
for fun.
Boots, cats, boots, cats. Boots, cats, boots, cats. Boots, cats, boots, cats.
So this song has a part where I'll be like, boots and cats, and you guys become the beatboxers, okay? And then you just boots and cats as loud as you can, okay? The song is called Phoenix Rebirth because it's about the legend of the phoenix that rises from the ashes. So this goes out to anyone who's going through transition period in their life right now. Perhaps this is your moment that you are rising from the ashes, becoming that beautiful phoenix. Hey now. That's pull out the fire. And there's no one to tell her what to do, no one to answer to, and no one to hold her back from this long-awaited path. There's a reason to laugh, reason to cry, reason to feel alive. Only constant she knew was change. That's what she did again and again. Phoenix rebirth, will fly into new heights. Looking down below her at a would-be life. Phoenix rebirth, will fly into new heights. Looking down below her at a would-be life. And risking more than most, she closes her eyes and feels the ghost. To hold on to just thin air is like wanting a love that might not be there. To hold on is to hesitate. Control desire, also steal your fate. And all the only constant she knew was change. So that's what she did again and again. A phoenix rebirth will fly into new heights. And looking down below her at a would-be life. A phoenix rebirth will fly into new heights. And looking down below her at a would-be life. Always a way to forget, way to move on, not give up all those things that make you so strong. Way to forget, ooh, way to move on, not give up all those things that make you so strong. Now this is for everyone who grew up in the 90s. Philadelphia, born and raised. On the playground is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing,
some people outside of the school when a couple of guys who were up to no good. They started making trouble in my neighborhood, so I got in one little fight. My mom got scared. She said, "You fool with the auntie and your uncle in Bel-Air." Phoenix River, ooh, flying to new heights, looking down below her at Woodville Light. Phoenix River, ooh, flying to new heights, and looking down below her at Woodville Light. Oh, boots, cats, boots and cats, boots and cats and boots and cats. Da 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 da, yeah. Ooh, boots and cats, boots and cats. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da la da da la da da. So fun. You will find yourself boots and catting to every song now.
And if it's a country song, it's just donkey chicken. It's just donkey chicken, donkey chicken, donkey chicken, donkey chicken, donkey chicken.
Yes. We're going to take a short break, you guys. We'll see you back here for set 2.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey, everybody. I'm Billy Crockett, and you are at Blue Rock Studio. And we're back here in the old Garrison Rock Room where we track a bunch of stuff. And we are actually in real time before the show. That's our trick. And we're going to have a chat for just you guys at home. While everybody else here is on break, you guys can kind of tune in if you would, stick around, and we'll try to be as fascinating as we can be. It's really great to have you tune in. It's a thrill, actually. So thank you again. And that was a wonderful first set, by the way.
Yeah, we got a little scary at times, but I think we pulled it together. Yeah.
So lucky us, and me in particular, I get to sit here in the same conversation now with Ari Herstand, Miranda Dawn, and Chris Hawkes. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Howdy.
What fun. This is a mix of music and ideas and songwriting that has never happened before tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it. I got to say, it was kind of Blue Rock's brainchild to put you guys all together. And I'm really happy. I mean, we've got West Coast and we've got Austin, and I mean, sort of quintessential Austin.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe that. I mean, I'm sort of troubadour myself, but I really resonate with what you guys are in place. I mean, the songs that come out of a sense of place. So maybe we could start with that, you know. Do you feel like your songs have a geographical ID? Ari, do you feel like you write out of where you are?
Definitely. There was a huge shift when I moved from Minneapolis to California to LA. You just envision Minneapolis is cold and gloomy about 9 months of the year. I mean, really cold. We're talking like negative temperatures, snowy, you're pushing cars. I mean, that's what brings the whole city together is like you get stuck in the snow, everyone just comes from wherever and just like, let's go, heave-ho. And that's one of my favorite parts. I mean, it's just like, you know, it didn't matter who you were, where you're from. It just like brought everyone together, pushed the car out of the snow. So, you know, it's more of a struggle, and we all kind of get through that winters together. But in LA, it's paradise every single day of the year. And I've been there 8 years.
With apologies to you folks.
Right. Sorry,
in
guys.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did 25 years in the Midwest, and I was like, all right, I'm done with winter. So that being said, I mean, actually, the first song on the first record that I released after I moved to LA is about that shift, is just being in awe of just how beautiful, pleasant, and just almost kind of majestic it is to be in the sunshine in January and in shorts. And so I'm very much affected by the weather, and my songs got, I would say, a lot happier. My spirits were lifted. I became much more in tune with I want to say, I don't know if this is just me growing older or if it was being in LA, but much more in tune with the energies around me. I think because I wasn't in like defensive mode all the times in Minnesota, but I could just like open myself up. And so that kind of brought a lot of inspiration being out there. And so, yeah, I'm very affected by the city, the community. Community is so huge for me. I thrive on energies of other people. And so I really found a nice songwriting community in LA. And so by tapping into that, and that has just like very much influenced how I write now and just kind of how I operate. Yeah.
Wow, so a good move for you.
Great move. 8 years into it, I still walk out every day. I'm like, every day. It's
but
not
also
old.
relationally, it sounds like,
Yeah, I mean, when I left Minneapolis, the scene, it was my mid-20s. A lot of my friends' bands were kind of starting to grow up, and a lot of them were quitting music and starting families and getting like real jobs. And like, man, if I stick around here, this is the kind of pressure that's going to be on me, and the winters, but more so I was just losing that community, and I was like trying to grasp for it and trying to find it again. And so coming out to LA, that was the main reason for the move. It wasn't about the industry. The weather was big, but it was also about finding a supportive network and a supportive community that could challenge me and that I could co-write with and just kind of thrive together, I suppose. Yeah,
great. Okay, so Miranda, place. You write out of a place?
Absolutely. I think sometimes I remember the place I wrote a song more than I remember the name of the song. And I'm like, oh yeah, that one's Atlanta, and that one's, the side of the road, mile marker 35, and I could mark all of my songs on a map, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I walk into a space, kind of you said, like you get attuned to the vibe, and I'll walk into a space and be like, okay, so that song needs to be written just from the feeling of a room, or and I love that. And sometimes it's not places you'd expect. Sometimes it's like an office building. You're like, okay, I didn't expect that to be inspirational, but a song will pop up there. And then I'll always remember that office space.
Now, much of what you guys do, not only in performance, but in the writing, is collaborative.
Right.
Can you talk about that? And Chris, if you still want to answer the geographical question, I'm interested in it.
I love that you were asking that, because our most recent record was written when we took 6 months to be on the road full time. We put all our stuff in storage and we're on the road full time. And it heavily influenced the record. I think we kind of had written songs about, journeys and all that kind of stuff. And for some reason, that record was ironically about arriving at places, which was, I don't know why it wasn't like there wasn't as much yearning to travel as there was like yearning to arrive, if that makes sense. And that was during the process of that 6 months of being on the road full time.
And this new record, The Other Side, The Other Side is the title. Came out in July. And it is the songs that you wrote while you were your own nomadic tribe.
Yeah.
Right?
Tribe of two, yeah.
3 if you
2.5,
consider the dog.
yeah.
Yeah, more like 2.5. That's good. Really the dog.
And so I think I and everyone else out here would love to know, how do you manage your... and by the way, congratulations on your nuptials. You guys were not married the last time we did this,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
Same way.
That was, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And so this is a big event.
Yeah.
And now, but you were so close then. It was like you were married, but you have made this decision, and now managing a domestic life as well as an artistic life. Is that easy peasy? Is that calling on different skills and different emotions? Do you mind talking about that?
You wanna go first?
No, go for it.
I think it's where we connect best. I think is in our creative, artistic process. You know, it's kind of, it's unlike any other thing I've ever collaborated on, where it feels almost like entering into a dream world together when we write, and sharing visuals and emotions and just sort of being in that adventure together and seeing where the song takes us. And I'm happy to get to share that with him. You know, like I've co-written with other people, and it's always a different creative and collaborative process, but with him it's really easy. And, you know, I just say a few words and he kind of like arrives in the same dream space and knows where I'm at. Or he plays a few guitar parts and I'm like, okay, it's this emotion, I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Can I ask what came first?
The relationship or the music?
Yeah.
They were pretty lock and step. Yeah,
Really?
a little
From
bit.
like first writing session or
Yeah.
something? Or?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm
Well-
sure you've been in bands before. I'm sure, and you know that is such a like an interwoven process. You know, you share a dream together.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that whenever you're in a committed relationship, or you know, especially a spouse or something, you kind of like, it's that sharing a dream together. You know.
We met dancing though. So
Oh,
music
okay.
was part of that.
What
where
kind
we
of
were-
dancing?
To the blues.
Blues.
So like we were literally like in step with each other musically there. But then and then we were friends for like a good year after that.
okay.
So the friendship evolved until I think we shared our first song together and realized our voices and the guitars, like, this is maybe something more than us, you know.
I mean, co-writing chemistry is so interesting because in LA done a lot of co-writing. Most of the times it doesn't click, but there are these two guys that we got together, and we did some like street performing in LA when we were very new there. And then after doing months of just playing covers, like we're all singer-songwriters, like let's write.
Yeah.
And it was actually because one of the guys was getting married, and for his bachelor party, we went up a couple hours out of the city to this cabin, and we just went on a writing retreat for his bachelor party.
Wow.
And we'd never really written before. And when we started
so
writing,
tame and productive.
right? But we had no agenda, no agenda,
Wow.
and we just like we didn't know if it would work either. We all were songwriters, but we'd never tried writing together. And the first day, we wrote 4 songs,
Ooh,
and it was just
yeah.
bang, 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 and we're like. And that was when it was like just magical. It was like that writing chemistry. And now any opportunity we get, we try to write together. And then when the three of us get together, it's just instantly we fall into that. I love how you put it, the dream world. And we all connect inside that dream world. I'm going to use that. It's really good. No, but but the way that you connect with somebody, it's a chemistry thing. Just like in a romantic relationship, there's the chemistry.
Yes.
But also in a songwriting relationship, a musical relationship, there's that chemistry that you can't really describe necessarily, and you can't say, well, she's a lyrics person and I'm a music person, so that's why it works. You know? Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
So are you? Wow. Are you?
Love this, yeah.
Are you ever not writing? I mean, is this sort of the language of your love together, and the language of your writing together? Are they separate things, or is it all rolled into like one thing, and you could be
such a
writing at
good
any
question.
moment, or do you have to then decide we're writing? I mean, I guess, how does it, give us a little nuts and bolts, like how's that work?
I think both of us have always been musical, right? So it's like interwoven in our personalities and in the way we express. And then it's kind of like, well, it is integral to our relationship, because I'd say when one of us is going through something and has to like get the feelings out, we let each other have the space to do that, to write, to explore, to whether it's something we'll collaborate on or not. It's part of our own therapy, you know, like our self-expression.
Yes.
And then, but then we're there to nurture each other, to be like, I feel you, I hear you, let's dig in, let's do that, you know? And so then we just sort of catch the other person.
Thank you. Oh, that's good. So what I'm hearing you tell me is that you have space. You need space. You don't really know what it is you're thinking, feeling, going through. And the great gift is to be able to go away and come back. Is that
Or even like sometimes it's like a hot potato and you just kind of have to like toss it back and forth.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, you know, or like a heavy load that you can't get another hand on it, helps you lift it, you know. It kind of feels like that too.
Yeah.
So we get to, that's the beauty, I think, of co-writing, is it takes some of the pressure off of feeling like this real, you know, interior process.
I'm so intrigued that I need to know. You call it therapy, and I completely agree. However, my partner is not a songwriter, is not a musician, and when we get into something, I'll like run away and go write a song about it.
Totally.
And that's like something that we all get and songwriters get, and it's something that she now understands and is not thrilled about it necessarily. But how do you guys be like, oh, I wrote this song, I want to know what you think about it, even though it's about you and the fight we had last week. Ew, sorry to bring that back up, and this sucks.
It's actually kind of a group therapy thing.
Oh my gosh,
it's sort of interesting, man, because it's a dynamic. Going back to the metaphor of if you've been in a band, people that have been in a band, the whole thing of the days off is whenever the band breaks up, it's those days off is when you get in a fight about, whose shoes smell the worst or whatever. And so whenever you can it's like a reset button for us. Playing a show, writing a song, it can, bring us back together, and it's kind of a cool hat trick,
No one's like, that's not how it happened. That's not what I said.
Okay, so that's the dreamlike part of it, where you know how you have a dream and then it's not like you were planning to have that dream. You just have it, and then you wake up and you're like, what was that about? Let me dissect it and then maybe apply it to what's going on in my life. So we'll write and we'll share with each other, and then we're able to sort of dissect and go, okay, so here's what's going on. I get it. This is what's going on in our life now. Like it becomes more clear.
So Ari, you had a period of time, as I understand it, where you were writing very personally, confessionally, and there are other times in your writing life, maybe more recent, where you are doing more of a band thing, more of an arranger kind of gig, and it's like full horns. I forgot the name of your new band. It's called
Grassroots District.
District.
Yes.
And that's the cutting edge for you right now.
Yes. So we just released our second single last week. It's a throwback 1970s funk soul project. It is very different from what you're hearing tonight. I mean, I'm playing a couple of the songs that kind of work in an acoustic setting tonight, but yes, the first 10, 12 years of my career, I was an emotional, sensitive, therapeutic singer-songwriter. And I guess I consciously made that shift after the record I released, my Brave Enough record in 2014, which was a confessional record, which was a very difficult record for me. It was, very challenging for my partner and I, and just in general from like where I was at in life, and it is, I mean, you can go through it, and I mean, I had family members call me after that record and like, are you okay? And they didn't understand that. I'm like, no, I'm great now. This is wonderful. I got it out. Like, this is whew. That's I got it out. But they didn't get that. They thought like that's just how I'm living every single day. Whereas no, I needed to get that out. And it's hard to explain to people that who aren't songwriters. And I was being influenced by a lot of other things. I think honestly the biggest shift for me was going to New Orleans to write my book. And I went off the grid for a month. The only thing I went there to do was write the book. And I was literally like logged out of all social media, turned off email, vacation responders, phone was off. I was just writing 10 hours a day. Every night I went out and saw the funk brass bands of New Orleans. So I'd go out and see music every night, and I would just take it all in. And then the next day would kind of fuel the writing, that inspiration. And the last night that I was there in New Orleans, I wrote a song that was kind of inspired by everything, and it was the first song of this new project. It was So Damn in Love, which I played tonight, or I'm playing tonight, or whichever it is on the side. I just did it.
It was amazing.
Right, thank you. But it was a very different kind of way of writing and a different style of writing for me. And every morning I was running the streetcar tracks listening to 70s funk and soul. I just was on a kick at that moment. So that's all I was listening to, just on repeat. So that's what I was like feeling. Then I was seeing these bands at night that was just like fun funk stuff, and it was great. And then and I came home and I'm like, okay, I'm shifting, and I made a hard left turn. And so I mean, this is actually really special for me tonight because I haven't done a full
Hello. Are you ready? Everybody online? Hello. I think the idea was that we'll finish that interview just right after the show, is what I'm told. So stay tuned. I'm having so much fun, my smile hurts. Welcome back, Ari Herstand, Dawn and Hawks.
It was so nice meeting several of you during the break. It's just the best. Billy and Dodie, you guys have created a magical spot out here in Wimberley. We're really grateful to be a part of it. Do you want to tell them the story about this song?
Oh,
You
sure.
should.
So in the little interview, we were talking about different methods of songwriting, how we songwrite, and a rare one for us is to have a planned songwriting session, at least for Miranda and I. And even rarer is we had a songwriting session early in the morning one time, and we spent about 6 months on the road full time. But before that, we lived in this duplex that backed up to a convenience store that wasn't really convenient for us, unfortunately. But early in the morning, in fact, we were trying to work on this song idea, and through our bedroom window, we could hear this guy crooning a pirate song. He was like, "Early in the morning." And at first, Miranda looked at me wide-eyed and said, "Do you hear that too?" And I was like, "Yeah,
I thought it
that's
was in my head.
that's actually happening right outside. It's not. This is not a Disney movie playing over in your head. It's actually going on." And so we kind of peeked through the blinds, and we could see this guy. He was singing like a pirate chanty, this "early in the morning" thing at the top of his lungs, early in the morning. And we figured out that he was trying to sing his way into a free taco, maybe. He was trying to get a breakfast taco.
I don't think he got the taco.
Yeah.
It was
looked
really
up.
sad. He was mad, actually. He threw his guitar over his shoulder and took off through this field, and we only saw him from the back, so this is sort of what we surmised. And the crazy thing was, from the back, he looked exactly like Chris. Same haircut, everything. And because of that, I think, I was just wondering to myself, what is his story? Who is he? What is this alternate Chris in an alternate universe? And we talked about it. We had already decided we were going to write a song that morning, so we just wrote our own early in the morning song about what his life might be like. He's lost everything except a song that he saved, long forgotten dreams fading away, moon behind the clouds, night turns into day, early in the morning. He could have been Ray Wiley, or maybe even Hasted, sleeping on the streets, singing on the stage. He never lost the music, lost his way, early in the morning. His heart beating better like an old kick drum, and his soul behind every guitar strum. In a world where nobody knows how far you've come, he rolls on and on, like a long forgotten song. Like a
guitar, preaching to the angels, louder than a choir, sings for $1. The cars roll by early in the morning, and his heart beating better like an old kick drum, and his soul behind every guitar strum. And in a world where nobody knows how far you've come, he rolls on like a long forgotten song.
Thank you, guys. Billy was actually the first person to hear that song. We sat around here at a little songwriting circle right in this room and debuted it for him first. Thank you for your encouragement on that one.
It's a beautiful song. I feel like telling stories tonight. We're like family at this point. So now we can just totally open up, and this is great. And I was telling Billy and these guys before the show started that so I've been a singer-songwriter my whole life, my whole career, up until about kind of 3 years ago when I kind of made a shift. I went to New Orleans and I to write this book, and when I was there, I was so drawn to that kind of music, and I came back and I started a 1970s funk soul project, like a 10-piece band with full horn section, and I wear platform shoes when we perform, and bell bottoms. Oh, for sure. And so I haven't actually. I used to tour all the time and do house concerts and everything, and I haven't played these songs in quite a while. And so this is actually a real treat for me to be able to share these songs with an audience again. You're just so kind and you're so wonderful. So thank you very much for being so welcoming for me, and Billy, thank you for having me and everything. So this song, this is a song about. We're going to do the long version. So my freshman year of college in Minnesota, this was right around the time when people started to get cell phones. So pretty much everybody in my network had a cell phone, but if you didn't, it wasn't totally weird, but it was still kind of because, you know. So how we communicated, though, in our dorm rooms is that there was those whiteboards that was on the back of everybody's dorm, and there was markers, and you could write on everybody's dorms. And so there was this one girl who was... hanging out in my dorm floor because it was the arts floor. So I was in music, but there were theater people, and she was a theater person, and so, you know, I think the first little hint of flirtation, she wrote something cute on my door. I'm like, oh. And so I asked her friend about her, and we started talking, and we went on like, you know, a few really incredible dates, but she didn't have a cell phone, so how I had to get into, and she lived across campus, and this was a big campus, and so the only way I could get in touch with her is I would have to call her on her dorm room phone, which was for the people at home that don't know what these phones were like. These are you know, attached with the cord, and there was no answering machine set up or anything like that. So I would sit, and after about 47 rings, I'd be like, okay, she's probably not in. And so then I would trek across campus, about a 25-minute walk through the snow, try to sneak into her dorm room to write a message on the dorm room wall. And that went on for a little while. Slower times. No texting, Facebook, nothing. It was an amazing time we had. We really connected. And then it just kind of fizzled. You know, I just couldn't get a hold of her. The messages stopped coming back and forth. And so I was just like, okay, she lost interest. Then a few years later, I was on the city bus, and I saw her best friend on the bus. And I'm like, Anna, come here. Hey, what's going on? Nice to see you again. Hey, Anna, whatever happened to Carly? Like, I really liked her, and did she just lose interest in me? Like, what went on? Like, man, I I was really into her. She's like, Ari, Carly was really into you. She thought you lost interest. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just like immediately bolted, ring the bell, next stop, like get off the bus. I run home. I go, now we have Facebook at this time. And so I'm going on Facebook. I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to just like message her. And there was poking at the time. And I'm going to friend her and all that. Like, this is starting. It was meant to be. So I'm going on Facebook and I find her. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's on Facebook. And I friend her. And I'm like, you know, stalking, going through, clicking through her pictures. And then I'm looking at and then I click through, and then I get to the wedding photos section. Yeah. So this is a true story. Yeah. So this is a song about a love that could have been, but never was. Love hangs around me. Love hangs around me. Was gonna write you a letter, but I wrote it once before, where I professed the things I never did, but should have years ago. Searching through my sent box, I found what I wrote. Although it hurts to read, I meant it then, now I mean it even more. I can't disregard what pains me the most. There was a deep love in the distance that we never reached and won't. Was gonna write you a letter, but I wrote it once before. And the love hangs around me. And the love hangs around me. Now the love hangs around me. Even more. And the love hangs around me. And the love hangs around me. And the love
one note. Love. Your dance move. I was like, yes, let's all do that. You were talking about the time before cell phones and before text messaging and the simpler time. And it reminded me that when Chris and I first met, everyone was texting. I had gotten so used to that, I don't think I even picked up my phone when someone called me anymore, because I was like, oh, they can text me. And Chris was so different than any other guy because I would text him and he would call me immediately. And I was like a little nervous, like, wait, should I pick up? I don't even know what to say on the phone. But it was so nice. It was like a real connection in that way.
It's a little jarring. You call someone young enough and they go, hello? Do you want to play a realistic love song?
Okay, a realistic love song. Gotcha. We wrote this song on the way to play a wedding. And so we were having a realistic conversation about love and about what it might be like if we got married one day. Which means we had to talk about all our feelings, and that can be uncomfortable for anybody. So if you're a songwriter, you just put your feelings in a song, and it's a lot more comfortable for everybody. We literally wrote this, I think in the hill country. I think the wedding was close to Wimberley, actually. And we wrote it between Austin and Wimberley, got out of the car at the wedding, and I told the bride, I have a song for your wedding. We just wrote it. She was such a sweet fan, Marley. She was like, go ahead, play it.
If we get married, have a family, well, I'd like to know you'd stay with me. We'll stick it out through the thick and thin, and need our love like oxygen. We'll make it through all the restless nights, never let our love fade out of sight. We're faithful as the morning light. What's mine is yours and yours is mine. Mine is yours, yours is mine. Ooh, good things come to those who wait. Ooh, with your love, don't hesitate. Ooh, grow so close, there's no line. What's mine is yours and yours is mine. Mine is yours, yours is mine. Well, on that day you'll be a sight to see. The Lord saved the very best for me. He gave me courage and made me strong, or just wild enough to take you on. I'll make it through all the restless nights, and won't remember who was wrong or right. Baby, love is a compromise. What's mine is yours and yours is mine. Mine is yours, yours is mine. Ooh, good things come to those who wait. Ooh, with your love, don't hesitate. Ooh, so close to there's no line. What's mine is yours and yours is mine. Mine is yours, yours is mine.
harmony in there, Ari?
Oh, I thought you were going to come back around with
It was
those
so
oohs.
pretty.
I had the third going, but then you ended the song. Yeah. I'm definitely joining the band.
Yeah.
I think I'm in.
And we're all getting matching hairstyles.
Oh.
Next show.
Yeah, yours. I was John Lennon one year for Halloween. When I straighten it, it looks like yours. Nice. That was a really sweet song. I'm gonna play one of my sweet songs, a love song. I'm inspired by that. So everything that you've been hearing tonight are on my records, except for this one. This is a song that I wrote when I went to New Orleans to write the book. Like I mentioned, I was out seeing music every night, and I was every morning I would go run the streetcar track. So I stayed with my cousin who lived right near the streetcars, and I listened to 1970s funk soul playlist that I was just running to every morning. I would go write for 10 hours a day in a coffee shop, and then every night I would go out and see these soul funk bands, horns, all that stuff. And I didn't go. It was a writing retreat for the book, but the very last night, I didn't go out, and I stayed home and I wrote this song, kind of about being away from someone I love for so long. I was there for a month, and when I was there, I was off the grid. I like unplugged from all internet, everything, and just there to write. And so I really could kind of sit with everything I was feeling. So yeah. This is the first song I wrote for the new project. It's one of the few ballads on the record. And if you do want to hear more about my new project and you want to take a trip back to the 70s, you can sign my email list out there after the show, and then I'll let you know when all this new music's coming out.
A late December night, and I'm thinking of you. Been hauled up in the right kind of city to do some soul searching and some time away to think. I am searching. What is keeping me on the ground? And I'm so damn in love with you. And I'm so damn in love with you. I will keep you inside my vacant heart. I will meet you over on your side every time. We can start the night with some romance. We finish off the wine and we slow dance. For a moment, nothing else exists. I am certain whenever I kiss your lips that I'm so damn in love with you. And I'm so damn in love with you. I will keep you inside my vacant heart. I will meet you over on your side every time. Oh, giving up is easy, but I would never quit you. You're the tracks to my streetcar. When I'm lost, you're my north star, baby. I thought I needed more to satisfy myself. I thought if I could be rich, I could find my way out. But the money flowed, it was never enough. Happiness is giving in to someone you love. And I'm so damn in love with you. And I'm so damn in love with you. I'll keep you inside my vacant heart. I will meet you over on your side every time. 'Cause I'm so damn in love with you. Thank you.
I have no idea what song to do. That was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. That's my favorite. Or Horizon. I mean, or Highway. That one.
Highway?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Thanks for those harmonies. That sounds nice.
Yeah. It's nice being between it. I was like,
I think this is a song we also, the first time we played it for anyone else was Billy and a group of other songwriters in this living room. It felt like a living room then.
This is cool bringing the songs full circle. So now they've been
Yeah.
recorded and they're being brought back to the very room where we first played them to like 5 people.
It's really nice when you're on a long road trip trying to get somewhere to end up in a room like this. That's the reward for getting to the end of a long trip. We like to say that we're professional drivers that play music sometimes. This song is about traveling down a road you don't really know where it ends. The highway is a lonely place when you can't get back home. And it goes on to no one. Light Hearts move at a steady pace, a moment here and gone, and they go on forever. If they go on, and you can't see much in front of you. Further down the road, leaving is the only way to know. Leaving is the only way to know. Lights shine on a solid line. You keep it straight and true, 'cause it goes on without you. I pass by your exit sign, oh, a time or two, and I go on like you asked me to. But I can't see much in front of me. Further down the road, leaving is the only way to know. Leaving is the only way to know. Well, yeah. See you in the highways of my mind. Yeah, feel you sitting by my side, singing, leaving is the only way to know. 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 Ooh, 'cause it goes on.
Yeah. I'm just going off the like, you know, I'm feeling like what would feel right after that song. Yeah, so I wrote this song a long time ago. It was inspired by a near-death experience that I had. And oddly enough, you know, turned that into the song. And this song is one of the songs that have been placed the most. It's been on some TV shows, and actually last year was the end credits of a film, and I went to the screening, and just kind of hearing it power through those speakers was one of the coolest moments of my life when the credits were rolling. But it kind of got me thinking after that experience.
If you knew this was your last day, what would you do? If you knew this was our last kiss, how would your lips move? If I should end up At the end of this day, sealing the letter with sand. When there's no more to say, I'd lick the stamp, leave no return address. So when it finds its way there, there's no room for regret. I don't know why I can't provide the postscript inside. I can't decide the sound of my sigh the moment I die. If you knew this was your last day, what would you do? If you knew this was our last kiss, how would your lips move? In church they must say, just let go and pray. When we ascend to the gates, there's nothing more we can say. I can't disagree, what we've done we accept. Every choice is a leap, every decision a step. I don't know why I can't provide the postscript inside. The sound of my sigh, releasing all sin and letting fate win. Oh, if you knew this was your last day, what would you do? If you knew this was our last kiss, how would your lips move? Yeah. If you know this was your last day, what would you do? If you knew this was our last kiss, how would your lips move?
Thanks.
Having a conversation in song with you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sort of the back and forth.
We just kind of looked at each other after that. We're like, what song we're gonna? Yeah, we know what song we're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's awesome finding out how much you have in common with people through their songs too. I think one of the most meaningful things is whenever people, talk about how a song relates to their, meets them where they're at in their own life. I think we're gonna do one of Miranda's tunes. This was a song. So we were in the middle of writing for our last record, and we had several bits of bad news of friends that were close to us, especially like musical compadres that passed away. Some of them our age, and then some were like mentors to us. And it hit us pretty hard. And in the middle of the songwriting, it felt like a heavy weight. And then Miranda wrote this tune. And I think it was a story, you wrote it late at night. I was asleep, and you weren't sure if you should wake me up and show me. But then when she showed it to me, it was just, it put perspective on everything. It's about how it's always limited time. And it's appreciating that limited time that we have.
We're made of stardust, honey. Only here till we're gone. before we're scattered in the sky, before we ask the reasons why. Well, just let me hold you here in this light. Just let me hold you a little while longer.
We're made of stardust and only here till we're gone, blazing fire, burning on until embers. Before we leave here and leave, before we're cast from east to west, before we're finally laid to rest. Well, just let me hold you here in this light. Well, just let me hold you a little while longer. We're made of stardust and only here till we're gone, blazing fire, burning on to the embers. Before we leave here, honey, before we take that final bow, before last words fall from your mouth, or just let me hold you here in this light, and just let me hold you a little while, oh, longer. A little while longer. A little while longer. Little while longer. Little while longer.
What are we feeling, Billy?
What a good night, guys.
So I think we'll do one more round, one more round. And if you're real supportive, we may do one more. But so when I lived in Minneapolis, there's this when all the snow melts, all the dirty, disgusting leaves are all in the road and everything, and then they stick signs in the lawn by the sides of the road saying, don't park here tomorrow because we're going to clean up all the streets and they're going to come through and they're going to clean the dirty, gross leaves and everything. Of course, when you come home really late at night and you don't see those signs, this song is about going down to the impound a lot. So, most of Minneapolis got to know that spot real well. It's how the city made money, I'm convinced. Dirty mugs lining my dresser, circle stains remaining long after clean up. Toss in bed until 9:30, dishes left, my house is dirty. Clean up. After my coffee, I'm ready to find us work. I can't seem to buy you all of the things you're worth. It hurts. Clean up. But if you give me more time, let me figure this out. A little more love to ease my doubt. A couple more years and we'll reach the top. This guitar's gonna give us our way out. Please don't give up now. Car was towed at 9 this morning. Minneapolis, I need more warning. Clean up, a street clean up. To the impound with the rest of the city. This part of town is awfully filthy. Clean up, a street clean up. Making us dinner was never this difficult. We don't have the option to go out as often. We work until clean up. But if you give me more time, let me figure this out. A little more love to ease my doubt. A couple more years and we'll reach the top. This guitar's gonna give us our way out. Please don't give up now. So I want to give a big thank you to Will on the board over here. He's making everything sound real nice tonight for you. He's mixing us to sound real nice and sweet. Let's keep it going for Billy and Dodie. Thank you so much for having us. And it's been a real pleasure tonight. I've really appreciated it. And all the people on the cameras in the back room, Sarah and everyone else operating the cameras, and Patrick over there, let's give them a hand too, because they're making this live stream out home real nice for you. So, is that stomp pedal still working? You want to give me a little... There you go. Yeah, there. That's great. Nice. Keep it going, keep going. All in a circle, all in a round. Together we sing, around and around. All in a circle, all in a round. Together we sing, around and around. All in a circle, all in a circle. Together we sing, together and around. All in a circle, all in a circle. Together we sing, together and around. All in a circle, all in a circle. Together we sing, together and around. All in a circle, all in a circle. Together we sing, around and around. Together we sing, all in around. Together we sing, around and around. Together we sing, around and around.
Together we sing around and around. Together we sing around and around. Together we sing around and around. Together we sing.
Yeah, true musicians. Just like, do that thing. Yeah, you got it. That was awesome.
This is all you.
You want a Horizon one or Ordinary Day?
I kind of want you to make up a song.
Oh, you want me to make up a song?
Oh.
All right, we can do that.
I feel like Ari would be good at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Do you want to make up a song? Let's do it. Let's make up a song on stage. You guys want to see a song written on stage?
My
do
trumpet's
that.
coming out for this.
Let's do that.
We need your help, though.
Yes, we do need some help. We need some narrative help. We're going to need some subject matters.
Would anyone like to share the story of how they met their significant other?
Anybody?
I know there's some interesting stories out there, or maybe it's, a story you don't think is quite that interesting, but it's special to you. You share it with us, we'll turn it into a song. Somebody in here is feeling their heart beat a little fast, like maybe it should be me. Right here, front. All right, how did you meet your significant other?
He walked up to me at a dance and he said, I saw you a year ago and I was too afraid to speak to you, but I wrote a poem on the way home.
Oh.
And he did.
Did you guys hear that?
Exactly what I was wearing and who I was standing with, and I still have the poem to this day.
That's an amazing story.
Beautiful.
So he walked up to her and he asked her to dance. And this was a year after he had first seen her, right? But he didn't have the courage to speak to her the first time he saw her. He waited a year. But that first time he saw her, he wrote a poem about her. And he described to the T what she was wearing, who she was with, and so she knew it was true. Oh, that's such a beautiful story. Do you remember the first thing you noticed about him?
His hair was a mullet.
His hair was a mullet. This song just got upgraded. His hair was a mullet. Do you remember what kind of music you were dancing to?
Let's see. I don't even know.
1989. We can do this, friends. We can do this. What else do we need to know? Any more questions to add to the song?
Where it was.
Yeah, where was this?
Zara.
We've been there. We just were there on tour. I'm not even playing with you. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I might just take a chance. Do you wanna share this dance with me? Oh, I didn't even know it, did you? That I might be a poet. Oh, I might just take a chance. Do you wanna share this dance? And you might not even know it, but you could call me a poet.
Okay, there's our chorus.
If you want to. For you.
That's our refrain.
For you. For you. Ooh. So we were hanging out just outside St. Louis when I saw this girl. I said to all my internal personalities, oh yeah, boys, let's do this. So mustered up some courage and I walked over to you. He said, I don't normally make it a point to dance with guys with mullets. But for you, I make an exception. Ooh, I wanna take a chance. Would you like to share this dance?
and you might not even know it, but you make me feel like a poet for you, just for you, just for you, just for you. Well, the first time I saw you, I had to ask you to dance, but I barely had the courage. So now it took me about a year, between 89 to 90. Give or take about a little bit of time, because we're trying to remember and we're trying to make it rhyme. We're trying to make it rhyme, and I might just take a chance. Would you like to share this dance? Oh, I might not even know it, but you make me feel like a poet for you, for you, just for you, just for you. Go to Blue Rock, maybe see Ari, maybe Don and Hawks. Whoa, I don't want to cause a rift, but I kind of think maybe Taylor Swift wrote the whole album about you.
That 1989 one?
That's right, that's the one I was talking about.
Going deep.
Talking about you. Thank you, Taylor, for that album about you. Talking about you.
Thank you so much for your story.
Beautiful trumpet.
Have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you so much.
good.
These old songs in a minute, and like I you know, so even like practicing this week, kind of getting this stuff together, it was interesting because, you know, when you're going through it, and I've played hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows and I can't get over what you just did there. That was wow. Oh, it's recorded. They're recording tonight. You have to yeah, that's now you'll have that forever. That's a good song. Wow. How are we doing this? Should I, okay, I'll do one. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do another new one to end this night, and this is off of that new funk project called Brassroots District. Brassroots because brass is like the horns, and I play trumpet. Brassroots District, and it's I'm really into community, and tonight has been all about community and all about togetherness and bringing everybody together in this beautiful space. And we all created this space together. It's not just us, it's not just me, it's not just Billy. It would be nothing without you here, and that's what makes this so special. And I try to cultivate community wherever I go, and that's kind of what this song is about. Is just about the importance of community and togetherness and bringing everyone together. It's called Together.
like a page ripped out of a novel. It doesn't make much sense standing all alone. A conductor of a choir is just a crazy man waving his hands, standing on his own. But what happens when pages form a story? War and Peace, Great Gatsby, Brave New World. And what happens when a leader guides a group? Voices lift, spirits drift into the groove. People coming together, people dreaming about a better world that could be. People singing together, making music to change the course of humanity. People coming together, because we are stronger when we unite. Yeah, give me something. There you go. A single polyester Bristol, dipped in pain, but it ain't making much. Like a washed up piece of driftwood, cutting across, all beat up. But what happens when bristles form a brush? A Claude Monet, Picasso, Vincent van Gogh. And what happens when craftsmen grab some wood? A new guitar's repertoire's understood. People coming together, people dreaming about a better world that could be. People singing together, making music to change the course of humanity. People coming together, because we are stronger when we unite.
Chris a hand. Yeah, that sounds beautiful, man. Yeah. Oh, man. I wish you lived a couple thousand miles closer to me. Y'all heard it so far. And you're singing such sweet harmonies. Let's do that all together. We'll bring it. Just people come together. People coming together. You try that, just that. People coming together. And then don't want to go that high, it's just down the people coming together. There you go, that's the octave you're more comfortable with, I know that. People coming together. Come on, let's hear that, come on. People coming together. Yeah. People coming together. People coming together. People coming
You guys got one more in you?
That was so. We first saw Ari play in LA one night. We all happened to share. Well, it wasn't sharing a show like this. This is super sharing a show. But we like played one set after another, and that was my first time seeing him. And I just thought, this guy is sunshine. He's like pure sunshine in a person. And tonight has been no exception. It's just fantastic. Thank you for sharing the show tonight. This is a love song we'll leave you on, but it's a love song to all of you.
I've been searching forever. Oh, I found nothing like you. Blind, I was blind forever. And now well, I see you. I need to know, could you love me too? 'Cause I'm gonna love you forever. Oh, well, I'm counting on you. I need to know, could you love me too? I need to know, could you love me too? Well, I need love to ease my pain. Yes, I need love, however long it takes, so you can't hurry, love. No, you just have to wait. She said, love don't come easy. Oh, it's a game of give and take. I can't wait, so I won't wait. 'Cause I'm gonna love you forever and ever and ever. Oh, well, I'm counting on you. I need to know, could you love me too? Could you love me too? Yeah, 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 yeah. Could you love me too? Could you love me too?
Thank you all so much. We're Don and Hawks. Ari Herstand, everybody.
Thank you. Wonderful night.
Thank you, Blue Rock, Uncle Billy, oh, the crew. Thank you all so much.
Wow, thank you all so much. Thank you everyone online for watching, and thank you so much for being with us. We still have lots of wonderful desserts, but the most important fun thing to do is get back in the kitchen and the library and meet Dawn and Hawks and Ari, buy a CD, but just say hello, because they are truly amazing people. I know they gave us a great evening, and so did you. So thank you so much. Come back to Blue Rock very soon. God bless. Thanks. Good night.
And you get to a point where you just forget about it. You just like, they're just, muscle memory. You don't even think about them anymore. When we're performing, they're just like part of the performance. But then like getting these songs back together, I was like going back to those places because it'd been so long. Like, whew, all right, I remember that. Yeah.
Chris and I were having a little discussion about memory and songs, and he took me back about 30 years, just a few minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
So playing Billy has this really cool riff on one of his songs, and a friend actually, a mutual friend of ours had played it one time, and I like in the middle of it was like, "Ooh, what's that? Show me how to play that." 'Cause it like incorporates like some harmonics and stuff in a way that is really unique, and I've never heard of him. But anyway, yeah,
it took me a while to even know what we were talking about, because 30 years I do not remember.
Yeah.
But tonight you're steeped in the singer-songwriter acoustic kind of deal, which we love.
Yeah.
It's not all we do, but we love it. And so, I mean, it's nice to unpack your history a little bit. It's nice to hear you do that. And I can't wait.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about all sort of the various things that you have to attend to in your life, we're doing a workshop with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it is all about the biz of the indie musician.
Yeah.
The indie artist and musician trying to make sense of how the world got broken.
Fixed.
And then how it was remade.
Yes.
How it's being remade.
Yeah.
And what a career path might look like for the indie artist.
Sure.
And all the new tools that are available.
Yeah.
And how not to get lost in that, but to feel like you have some sense of power over that. And you've written a book called How to Make It in the New Music Business.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, and this is about tomorrow's stuff.
Sure.
So we won't dwell on it, but I am really excited about this part of what your life is, and how you are attending to that, and have decided to be helpful. And I guess you just kind of bootstrapped your way into a lot of this stuff, and now have become a wonderful influence for a lot of mostly younger, but some of old guys like me who really want to begin to find our places again.
Sure.
In whatever this new world is. And so we're going to talk all day tomorrow about that.
Yeah, it's an interesting role that I've kind of fallen into. And I do feel like I've fallen into it because for so long I was very myopic about my singer-songwriter career, and anything that pulled me outside of like off the path, I kind of shut down right away. And that was also part of moving to LA. I started saying yes to opportunities and just opening myself up. And I realized it was interesting because I had managed my music career from the beginning and was just kind of figuring everything out on my own. When people started coming to me asking for advice, how I was just doing basic things like booking tours or getting songs on TV or something like that, I took so much joy in sharing the information and pleasure. Just like I really wanted to help. And as I'm like, wow, it's affecting people and it's helping. Everything I learned, I tried to pass along as soon as I could, because it was like, I don't believe in competition in the music industry. Like I believe that's like the most important part of my life is community. And so it just kind of naturally grew into the blog and to, writing and speaking and the book, and it just evolved. But, I'm more than happy, and I'm obsessed with learning too. And so I think that's one of my gifts, is that I really have taken to the business, and I really do enjoy it. Right. And I'm obsessed with learning everything I possibly can know, and really getting deep into the nitty gritty of it, and then like figuring it all out and kind of working it out. and then communicating it as musicians speak and talk. And now I know how to like communicate this to musicians, because oftentimes it's like lawyers trying to communicate to musicians and eyes just glaze over. It's like, I have no idea what you just said for the last 45 minutes. Like, cool, you're smart, and that's what I get. But I'm like, okay, I try to learn it. And then I'm like, okay, I want to share it. Yeah.
Cool. I love hearing about this so much. Because, so I do business coaching for small business owners.
Oh, right on.
But I find that so many of the like theories actually aren't applicable to music. It's so different, the music business. So I want to read your book.
You got to read the book.
Curious. Great.
Yeah.
I like how you opened up to it too. How you opened up to realizing, there's not competition, and that's why it feels so great to share these. I feel like it's that same kind of thing. There's not a certain amount of slots. It's really what it is the amount of people there are, is the amount of songs that could exist, because one person might need to hear that one song, and if an artist doesn't feel empowered to get out and play that song, they'll never make the the connection. And I think about how many songs, like, I can't imagine not having that song in my life. If that artist didn't feel empowered to like pursue music and enough for us to make that connection,
or if like the one label person didn't feel that song and then never gave it a chance, that song might have never existed previously. But now you don't need the one gatekeeper to say, no, that's not right for the time. You can find your audience, and that's the kind of the beautiful thing about the new world that we're in, is that you can find your audience even if it doesn't make sense, even if it goes totally against the grain of what, where music is at, or where people think music is at, or something like that. Wow.
Okay, I know this obviously could go on a good while, but I need to respect your time and in preparation for tonight. So I'm just going to ask you one more thing. And by the way, if you want to look in on Ari's blog, it's called Ari's Take. Right? .com.
Yeah.
Ari's Take. And that's where I learned of you. And it's so good. It's just so substantial, and it's so readable. So that I want to recommend.
Cool.
But now back to music.
Yes.
In the quiet moment before all this happens tonight, it's a smallish room, but it's the whole World Wide Web too, right? And there'll be people who are listening hard, and I don't know where they've come from. I don't know where, they're sitting at home in their pajamas or wherever they are. Maybe I had one guy write in, he was in his underwear playing stand-up bass to Daryl Scott. And he was having the time of his life.
Oh, that's a great image.
So, what do you want to have happen? What in your just your best hopes? What do you want from yourself and from us?
What I strive for every show is just a connection. That's it for me. If I can connect and the room can connect with me, and we are in a collective connectivity and energy together, that's it. That's just like what I hope for every show, is just like everybody connecting and levitating. That's kind of what I envision.
Hoping for levitation.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. Levitation. You guys.
I would. Thank you. Fantastic, Chris. Where are you on that?
I would same sort of thing. Almost for me, it feels like a reunion, like a reunion with what made music so exciting, and made playing instruments and singing and telling stories and hearing stories made it so exciting to begin with. And what makes it, that, people are kind of automatically separated. We're all separated into our own, human structures. It's cool to reunite through something, whatever it is, and music is a strong reunion, feeling that reunion kind of thing. I don't know, that's the word that
Love
comes
it.
out.
Thank you. Miranda?
Levitation, connection, reunion. This is good. Mine kind of comes full circle to the beginning of this conversation where you said you don't have an agenda, but I mean that with like great open arms, meaning I try to just show up and be of service to the song and to the room, to the people who have gathered there that day. And oftentimes I don't know what it is that someone came there for, what they were seeking. I just do my best to provide, and sometimes a song comes out a little differently, and I'm not sure why. And if I'm lucky, after give me a nod and a reason and a little tiny hint as to why the song came out that way that night, because that's how they needed to connect with it. And you know, the few times that's happened have been enough for me to be like, I'm going to take my agenda out of this and show up and let it take me wherever the people in the room need it to take. Great. Beautiful. Thank you.
I'm going to change mine. Just to shred some sweet guitar.
There you go. There you go.
From all of us, thank you for, you know, caring about your creative life so well, and for bringing it all the way to us. Hope you have a great night.
Thanks for inviting us.
It's really nice to be in the same space with you.
Nice to be here.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating this.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. All right. See you later.